Greetings YouTube, Skill Incarnate bringing you all the latest indie gaming goodness. Welcome back to another look at an early access game. And this time we're having a look at a new game. This is Wayward Terran Frontier Vagabonds. Now, Wayward Terran Frontier Vagabonds is a new expansion to the game Zero Falls. Now in Wayward Terran Frontier Zero Falls, you're a space traveller. It's trying to survive in an open world environment. It's a giant space sandbox similar to the other game I reviewed called Gaia Beyond. And this game looks like it's very impressive from what I've played so far. Now I'm going to review Zero Falls at some point in the future, but Vagabonds is an expansion to Zero Falls which is going to be coming out soon, offering multiplayer. So you'll be able to compete against your friends and play in a giant multiplayer arena. Now at this stage we're having a look at the closed beta. So it's just a simple map where I can compete against AI and also other players. But the developer is looking to give us a bit of a teaser, and hopefully as the game develops more I'll keep you guys in the loop. Very excited about this. If Vagabonds is half as good as what I've seen from Zero Falls so far, we're in for a real treat. So let's jump in and have a look. I'll show you a little bit more about Vagabonds. Keep in mind again, it is very early access. There's only one map at the moment, and there's not many people on there because this is, of course, a closed beta. Let's have a look. Alrighty, and here we are in the game. Now we have two views. We have the interior view of the ship where we can go around and do repairs and access the ship systems. And with the navigation console we can actually fly the ship. So there's a bit of detail here. As your ship takes damage you will have to swap to the interior view and repair it. You'll also need to go to the different stations to access the different weapons and functions of the ship. But we'll be spending a lot of time in the external view here. So we've got a very basic ship. Our goal is very simple in this map: to hunt down and exterminate as many enemies as we can. So we're going to zoom out, and at the moment there's not too many guys. Now we can come across enemy ships, and they can be human controlled ships or AI. Now it can get pretty quiet in here. When this gets out of closed beta and there's more available, then this will be a little bit more action packed, but I guarantee you this is a lot of fun. The ship battles in this game are on point, and the enemies can be quite devious. So what we're going to do is we're going to engage our hyperdrive and try and go to the north of the map and hopefully find a little bit of a challenge. Maybe get near some enemies and do a bit of combat. So as you can see, we can travel very fast. We do have to zoom out a bit and make sure that there's nothing that we're going to collide with. Here we go, we've got our first enemy coming up. Whoa, the ship does turn on the dime. Gotta be careful. So I'm going to try and... He's headed our way. What we might do is I'm going to try and attack him from behind. Oh, that failed. So let's... Oh! There we go. Try and... he's smart. He's actually turned around. Let's zoom in. Now he's a frigate. He's got long-range weapons. Our best bet is to try and get in close. So he's got a siege cannon. He's going to punish us pretty heavily. Let's get in close. Give him a taste of our chain guns. Alright, so we have to try and avoid while I reload. He's got some nasty long-range weapons. Our goal is to try and get out of his range and then come in for another pass. So let's have a look at our inside systems. You can see here we really haven't taken too much damage. Now each of the ships is surrounded by a protective hull. Now once you blast through that, which his guns are very capable of doing, that's when you can do a little bit of damage. So we have to be careful. I'm going to try and go for another pass and see if we can... I don't want to take him on head on because those long range guns of his are going to do a lot of damage. Do have to lead a little bit with my shooting. Oh, I got into a spin then. So I did a fair bit of damage then. Each of the ships has their own strengths and weaknesses. I'm trying to get outside of his range there. Now you can see the blue outline is my shield. So my ship is lightly upgraded. I've purchased a few upgrades to allow me to last in battle against these guys. But these are a bit of a small fry, this ship. We don't want to be fighting this guy head on. I'm trying to get in. There we go. So that explosion was one of his systems blowing out. We've dodged most of his shots so far. We're doing pretty well. I didn't want to take him on head on. So we've damaged him fairly well, and he's only got one gun now. Try and see if I can get in close and do a little bit more damage. Take this! How you like that? So the ships are fairly cumbersome, and I know that it's not my finest hour in terms of piloting, but we are winning. His ship's a little smaller than ours though, but it is better armed. Gonna reload. I reckon one more pass ought to do the trick. Try and get out of range again. And one more pass. Now we've got another ship on the radar. If you have a look in the top right, he's going to join in, and we definitely don't want to be fighting more than one ship at a time. It can get disastrous. Where are you hiding? There he is. Let's try and get in close and see if we can... Yeah, we're doing some heavy damage there. Alright, so we've blown most of his systems out. I reckon one more pass ought to do the trick. He's actually drifting now in space. I think most of his weapons been destroyed. Let's go in and finish him off. No mercy in the depths of space. In the grim future, there is only warfare. I'd love to see a Warhammer expansion for this game. Be able to command the. Oh, there we go. So we blew the ship out, and their officer actually got ejected into space. That's what I call a victory. Yeah, I'd love to see a Warhammer-themed version of this. Hint, hint, developers. Although I imagine the licensing cost for something like that would just be insane. For those guys who enjoyed my review on the game Gaia Beyond, I definitely recommend you try this one out, because it's hard to say which game is better. Where Gaia Beyond was a more story-driven game, where this feels more like a free open sandbox. So both games have their own merits. I can't really say which one I like the most, because they both have a very unique feel. Oh, we got another ship the same. Oh, we got him bad then. Let's go another pass. Our goal with these ships is just try and be mobile and dodge their long-range weapons, and try and do a pass and hit him with. Oh, that was not my finest hour with shooting. These guys have fixed weapons too. One of the advantages I've got is my turrets can swivel, so we can hit him with a broadside where he has to face us dead on. And I do have to aim ahead a little bit. Oh, he's done some damage though. Our ship's starting to flag under those powerful flak cannon shots. We've got a flak cannon ourselves, but his is a lot more powerful than ours. There we go, got some heavy hits in there. Try and move and dodge. Duck and weave. He's hitting us with some big hits. Let's go and take this guy out. Let's bring the fight to him, because I think we're close to a space yard. We may be able to go and get a new ship, which we may need after this fight. Oh, heavy hits on the front of his ship. I think he's actually weaving now. We haven't taken out any of his main systems, but we've done heavy damage to the hull. If I can smash through the front of his ship, he's going to be finished. Let's go in for the kill. Now obviously, with other players, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge. Oh, there we go! Out you go to space. You're done, boy. That's how we do things. We got some cash. Alright, let's hunt down one more ship in the name of the Emperor. Are there any more? No, okay. So what we might do now is we're going to head to a shipyard, and I'm going to hopefully check out and see if I can purchase a new ship and let you see one of the other ships in the game. Let's head to the shipyard now. It's over here. Over somewhere here on the left. We're going to engage our hyperdrive, and we should hopefully be there in a few minutes. Alright, and we're back. We've found a nearby station where we should hopefully be able to upgrade our ship. It's just up ahead. Now the stations allow you to do several things. You can buy new ships, you can repair your ship, you can buy weapons, you can do all sorts of cool stuff, and this is where you use the money that you've earned in bounties from taking out the other ships. So our little dinky ship is not equipped to handle some of the more dangerous enemies. So we're going to come in close here and dock. Docking is a little bit of a science. You have to slow down and you have to align your docking port with the station. I found ironically that the best way to do this is to reverse up to the station, or to slide into place like we're doing here. Perfect. Becoming a bit of an expert at docking. It is a bit of a science. So make sure that you enter, if you've got multiple airlocks, make sure you use the right one. I know that sounds stupid, but I have spaced myself once going out the wrong airlock, assuming it was the correct one. Now we can buy several things at the space station, but what we're going to do is pick one of the bigger ships. I haven't tried this yet, so we're going to try it. This is one of the heavy cruisers. I actually managed to fight this in a previous game, and it was a mighty foe. So I am interested to see the difference in power with this new ship. So we need to go down to the other airlock and board our new ship, and then we're going to take it on a test run and see how much more powerful it is than our vanilla ship. Let's just, yep, there we go. It's just down here. You always want to make sure that you're in the right area and in the right airlock. So it should be this one here. You can also see the airlock maps. They're marked on the mini-map here in case you get lost. Okay, and already I can see there's a vast difference in size with this ship. The navigation console is actually in the center of the ship, so this is a lot better armored. And to make sure you undock from the station, otherwise you will rip off your airlock and will be unable to leave your ship. You can repair it, of course, but not a fun thing to do. So we're going to zoom out again and try and find a unwilling victim. There's another ship up here. We're going to go test out our new toy. Oh, and what I did do, I just realised, was forget to arm my ship with weapons. That wasn't smart. So you do have to arm your ship with weapons. Let's go back here. Whoa! Pilot of the year. This is how you don't fly. I feel like I'm doing a Dark Side Phil video, but this is how you don't fly in space. So I've actually got two docking ports here. That makes it a little bit easier. We'll drift in here. And then what I'll be able to do is specify the weapons that I want. So we can zoom in here. Now I'd better make sure I go out the right airlock. That's going to look awful silly. Okay, right hand airlock. Okay, we want to go to the closest configuration bay or navigation console, and we want to actually put guns on our ship. These ships don't come with guns off the bat. You do have to configure them, and I've flown off more than once with an unarmed ship, just like I did then. So we can click on the ship, and what we're going to do is we're going to focus on double-barreled machine guns. We're going to make this ship a close-range fighter. So we're going to use the heavy armor to get in close and do large amounts of damage. We could use siege guns, but that's no fun. We can get in close and duke it out. Let's go test our new toy. Ah, we have a victim just over here. Now, if we jump in close to him, we'll be able to get some shots off before he has time to react. Nah, we miscalculated. It looks like he's just a fighter anyway. We're going to be able to take him out pretty well. We've already done heavy damage there. So the little fighters are they're very fast, but they obviously can't carry any heavy weapons. So he's going to struggle fighting against us. And there goes the officer. That was the shortest fight in history. He's chilling in space at the moment. Let's see if we can perfect the art of the hyperspace exit. I wanted to. No, that was not a very good hyperspace exit. Oh, we have to reload. So he's similarly spec'd to us, a bit of a smaller ship, but he's another close range combat specialist. Let's see if we can get him in with a broadside. We're going to try and... We don't want to take him on head on. We did some good damage there. More of his systems going up. There you go. So he's not dead, but he's not in a good way when bits and pieces go flying off your ship and your cargo goes into space. It's probably the beginning of the end. So let's circle around for one more salvo. That ought to do the trick. Not looking good for you, buddy. I hope your insurance is paid up on your ship, because you're about to make a deduction. He's coming in. He's going to go down fighting. I commend you. This can only go one way for you, though. And that's a body bag. That's if they can find you in space. So he's finished. We breached his hull. That ship's probably losing pressure, and the crew are probably asphyxiating about now. So we'll make this easy on him. Now the guns are all ballistic weapons. There's no pew lasers that never run out of ammo. You do have to be very methodical in your attacks. Make sure that you've always got a full weapon. He's actually a very tough ship. He's taking... There we go. There goes the last of his cargo. He's pretty much finished. We can get some more from him. Sorry, buddy. Nothing personal. The ship was not cheap. So we need to make some money back. trying to cut through the hull. This ship's very tough. I think he's pretty much had it. So we'll leave him to his fate, and we're going to find one more. Let's find another ship, because I'm feeling lucky. We'll head north again, see if we can find another ship. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. I love space games. I really enjoy open sandbox games, but the two of them don't mix very well, and this is probably one of the first that I've seen, apart from Gaia Beyond, that looks like it may deliver. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with this. As I mentioned before, if this is something that interests you, make sure you check out Zero Falls. I am planning on doing a video, hopefully very soon, where I'll show you a little bit more about Zero Falls, because that's the game that this is an expansion to. The reason why I decided to cover this first was that the developers are announcing this, and very excited about this is something that the player base have been requesting for a long time, multiplayer, and they're very keen to get that out to the player base. So I am really happy they let me jump in and have a look at the beta. Now, the developers also hold events, the boss battles, and other cool stuff to try and get in contact and keep in contact with their player base, which I think is really good. Unfortunately, due to the time difference with Australia, it was impossible for me with the work and life commitments to join the event. But I certainly am hoping to be able to in future. Now, this looks like a heavy ship. This is actually bigger than mine, so it's going to be very interesting. Can I beat this ship? It's got missile launchers and everything. Well, we wanted an interesting fight. Here we go. This he's got rocket launchers, he's got flak cannons, he's got the whole shebang-a-bang. It's going to be an interesting fight. We're actually outnumbered here. Well, we're outgunned by a larger, more powerful ship with bigger and better guns. Oh, we took out one of his subsystems though. Let's reload and do another pass. We've actually damaged his engine. You can see oh, he's actually hitting us pretty hard too. We've damaged one of his engines. It's billowing smoke at the moment. If we keep that up, when we take out his engines, he'll be a sitting duck. So one more pass. For honor and glory, boys. And loot. Let's not forget never forget that sweet loot. He hit us pretty hard. We're billowing smoke now from that missile launch. That's what I get for a head-on fight with a larger ship. Not a smart idea. But if I'm going to go, I want to take you down with me. Oh yeah, he's done. Whoop. One time actually going in a circle worked for me. So I'm reloading both. I reckon one more pass. He's hit us pretty hard, but we've also got him, so if he hits me with another missile, I think it's going to be the end of me. But we're not going down without a fight. Let's get this guy. Honor and glory. Reload, guns, reload! He's hammering us. Just waiting for those guns. I'm hoping my guns aren't. Oh, there we go. I've gone taking myself into a spin again. So it was a close fight, but I think we've got this. I think we've won. That's it. So he's now a shell of a ship. He's helpless. We won against an even bigger and more ugly ship than us. So proof that sometimes skill can play a bigger factor than Big Dakar. So that was it. Hopefully you enjoyed this first look at Wayward Terran Frontier Vagabonds. as much as I enjoyed playing it. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you're interested in the game and if you want to play it. And keep an eye on the channel. I'm going to be covering Zero Falls, the single player game which this is an expansion for. And I definitely encourage you to have a look. You'll enjoy it if you enjoy open world space games. So yeah, leave me a like, leave me a subscribe, let me know what you think, and we'll see you for the next video. Until next time, Skill Incarnate out.